Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and here is my less than $20 Easter dinner from Dollar Tree. Okay guys, it is that time of year again. It's time for a holiday budget meal, and I love doing these because it challenges me to see what I can do with a limited budget. So this year I went to Dollar Tree with small hopes and a little budget. I wanted to really do a budget friendly Easter dinner, and I told myself that I was going to start at Dollar Tree and see if I could do anything that was different, and if not, I might have to switch and go somewhere else. But y'all, I went to Dollar Tree, and the first thing I did was go straight back to the refrigerated section because it all comes down to the protein, right? Y'all, they had ham steaks. They had legit ham steaks for $3. So that is what I got. I got a few other things to complete this meal. I believe that it will feed 4 people very comfortably for less than $20. Let me show you what we got. All right, here is what I got from Dollar Tree. I spent $16.25. I am going to tell you how you could make that less, some different options, and how you could add a couple more items to your menu and it still be under $20. So we're going to take this cavatappi pasta, some peas, some of this cheese, and this ranch, and make a pea pasta salad. I chose this instead of the regular pasta salad kit that they had that already had the flavorings, the suddenly salad, because it was only 4 ounces and this was 16 ounces. So that's going to stretch my meal quite a bit. So all of these items were $1.25. If you already had ranch on hand, or you already had a can of peas, or your favorite pasta, that would cut back on the budget. I'm also going to take this. Y'all, this is the holy grail. Look at this. It is a true ham steak. This was $3 at Dollar Tree. But I'm going to use this, and I'm going to make a creamy potato and ham casserole. Now, if you wanted to do something different, you could get as many ham steaks as you need. They are $3 a piece, and they might be at limited stores. I'm not sure, but I was so excited to get this. So I'm going to take this cream of chicken soup, this au gratin potato bake, this ham steak, some cheese. I'm going to top with some crispy onions. If you don't want the crispy onions, that would take off another $1.25. I chose the au gratin potatoes because the recipe that I use calls for frozen cube potatoes with ham, cream of chicken, and cheese. Well, they didn't have any frozen potatoes, and their French fries were not the steak cut. So I decided that I would use this. Okay, and I also decided that because the recipe also calls for sour cream, and you cannot get sour cream at Dollar Tree, but this already has the rich, cheesy sauce. So I thought that would work. And then I'm going to make some glazed carrots. This should feed 4 people very easily, and I'm also going to give you some options for bread and dessert. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do so that it can be chilling is I'm going to boil up my cavatappi. I like a curly pasta for a pasta salad, but if you've got elbow or whatever pasta you have on hand, use that. That would take off another $1.25. If you already have ranch or a ranch packet in your cabinet, that would take off $1.25. If you already had sweet peas in the cabinet, that would take off $1.25. I'm going to use that with a little bit of my cheese, and we're going to get this pasta salad going. I got this Colby Jack cheese because they had it already cubed in the $3 section. They did not have any cheddar in the real cheese that you could shred yourself. All they had was pepper jack, and I didn't want pepper jack. So I went the extra buck and spent the $3. But if you could find the cheddar block, or you are okay with using the pepper jack block, that would cut off another $1.50. I have my pot of water ready to start boiling. Don't forget to salt pasta water like it's the ocean. Okay, for our pasta salad, I strained the green peas, the whole can. I prefer frozen green peas. Dollar Tree does not have that, but if you had that on hand, by all means. I'm going to add in my cavatappi that has been strained. We're going to let that cool for just a few minutes. Now for my pasta salad, I have the peas that were drained and the cavatappi that I cooked. I'm gonna add some salt, pepper, some red pepper flakes. Add as much as you want, depending on how much heat you like. This container of ranch, this is the small bottle of Kraft Ranch at Dollar Tree. I'm gonna give that a stir. This smells so good, especially with that red pepper. If you don't have the red pepper, it'll still be good. It just adds a little kick to it. Now I'm gonna add the rest of my cheese. You could leave them in cubes. I'm gonna half them. I'm gonna give it a stir. And I'm gonna put this in the fridge to cool while everything else is cooking. Okay, we are gonna take our au gratin potato mix, our can of cream of chicken soup. This is going to replace the milk and water that's required for this recipe, and the butter. We're gonna do this ham steak. We're gonna get this diced up, a little bit of cheese, topped with some crispy onions, and that is gonna be our creamy ham and potato casserole. Okay, I have my ham diced, and look y'all, this is how thick it is. This is real ham. So I'm so excited about that. I'm gonna take my box of au gratin potatoes. Dump that in, spread it out. And then I'm going to put my can of cream of chicken. Get that in there. And then I'm gonna fill this with some warm water. I'm gonna stir that around a little bit, get all those chicken cream soup mix off the sides, pour that in. We never waste product. We never waste flavor. Okay. To add in the seasoning pack that came with the au gratin potatoes. And now I'm gonna give it a stir. Now I'm stirring with my knife, but that's just because I'm lazy. I don't wanna wash more dishes. Like, it's already dirty, I'll just cut my hand with it. So I'm gonna give it a stir. Already smelling amazing. I've got my oven preheating per the package directions for the au gratin potatoes. This is a great way to stretch a little bit of potatoes and a little bit of ham to feed a family of 4. If you have more people to feed, by all means, add more. All right, now I'm sure this is salty enough, but I feel like it needs some pepper. 2 pinches of black pepper. The reason I say I think it's salty enough, it has a seasoning packet and it had that ham, so it's probably already salty. Now I need to add a little bit of cheese. I want to save some of this cheese for my pea pasta salad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not even gonna cut this. You could if you felt passionate about it. I'm just gonna sprinkle some cheese cubes over this to add a little bit more cheesiness, creaminess, and flavor. About half the bag. And then I am going to add some crispy onions. Again, if you did not want to use the crispy onions, you could leave this out. It would bring your total down $1.25. I think it will add a little bit of crunch and flavor. Now, I need to cover this with foil, and I need to bake this per the box directions, which is 25 minutes. Okay, let's go in the oven for 25 minutes. To prepare my carrots, I'm gonna take 1 can of carrots that are drained and 1 can of carrots that still have the juice. Put those in my pot. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter. That's from my pantry. And a sprinkling of brown sugar. About 2 tablespoons. That's about what I've got there. And I'm gonna get this just simmering on the stovetop.
For the purposes of this video, I did not add in a dessert option, but there are clearly many different dessert options that you could add to this meal as well. These are all priced at $1.25. There are also pudding options that you could put in this pie crust and different biscuit or cornbread options as well.
So that is what we did, guys. This is my plate of food. It is certainly full. Again, I don't have bread or dessert options. I left that up to you guys and give you a couple of options that you could add if you had that in your budget. So we have our glazed carrots, our pea pasta, and our creamy potato and ham bake. And let's give this a taste and see how it is. Let's start with our pasta because it's cold. This was a great way, a cheap way to really bulk up our meal because there was a lot of pasta there. So here we go. Good flavor with that ranch. The red pepper flakes, y'all. It just adds a little bit of a punch to your tongue. And that's nice with this meal. All right, let's try our carrots. Glazed with brown sugar and butter. Always good, you cannot go wrong with that. And now we have our creamy ham and potato with crispy onion casserole. Having that ham steak made a difference, a huge difference. This is delicious. And it tastes so filling. And using the one ham steak with the scalloped potatoes, with the au gratin potatoes, was a great way to stretch a couple ingredients to feed a family of 4. So again, I think this is a win. Definitely check to see if your Dollar Tree has the $3 ham steak. That was filling and it was good. There was nothing that I felt like was not good. If I had the couple extra bucks to fill in a dessert and a bread, it would be amazing. So I hope you like this video. Happy Easter, guys. It is such an exciting time of year because spring is on its way and it's a time of new beginnings. So I hope you like this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. What are you making and how are you celebrating this Easter season? And I will see you in a video again very soon. Bye.